A very happy early Halloween to you. The Longhorns got spooked in their haunted house of horrors. It's another road loss for Texas. What does that mean for Charlie Strong? And could they possibly upset the number 8 team in the country in DKR on Saturday? All that World Series talk, plus a tradition unlike any other. Tony Romo will host tonight, next on Crossfire. I guess we'll get into it, guys. Always enthusiastic, unbelievable, hard-nosed.
Roll up the sleeves for this one.
This Dallas team was very overrated from the start, like they always are every year.
The talent there, Kevin Mack, Eric Davis, and Cohen Roach, are maybe 3 of the most talented guys in the team.
Oh, that's an ugly shirt.
Always a pleasure having you on, guys.
Time to freak out, Reese.
Welcome back to the only live sports show filmed right here on the 40 acres. This is your home for live sports debate concerning all things Texas. We've got Fall Classic and, of course, Tony Romo back in practice today, throwing the rock. So that's why I don't have a back brace, guys, or any other prop. Tony Romo soon to be on the field right where he belongs. Reese Miller here with you. Glad to host, as always. Glad you're with us. Great panel, guys. Joe Morris, third straight week being on the show. It's almost too much. So, Joe, what are we dressed up here as? I was told we were dressing up in Halloween costumes. I get mine's kind of lame as well, but what is this?
Hey guys, I'm Reese Miller. Welcome to College Crossfire. It's gonna be a good show today.
And Joe starts with -1 points on the day. So you guys are already ahead. Jonathon Polasek, fresh off the tailgates or the lake, I'm not sure which. But what's the costume?
The ocean. My costume is not complete, so that's why I'm not dressed up.
But it was going to be Jon Snow.
It was.
That was
going
going
to
be
Jon Snow. I don't have the fur for the. For
you don't have
clothes.
anything.
That's all right.
Not right now.
Yeah, you actually look nothing like him, but I appreciate you asking, and you know nothing, Jon Snow. Also, very new to the show, Justin Honore. Justin, so glad you're on with us.
So, I guess in honor of Obama's last year, I'm going as Barack, both on and off the court. Got basketball shorts on.
Okay,
here, so.
okay. You got your Chicago stuff going on. I like it, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the sports debate, guys. Texas lost again in their own house of horrors in the Little Apple, 24-21 to the Kansas State Wildcats. Another inconsistent day. Jesse Ertz turned into Johnny Football against the Longhorns, and again, the Texas offense was only really productive for one half. Guys, Texas loses again. They fall to 3-4. 3 straight seasons under Charlie Strong. They've been at 3-4 through the first 7 games, guys. We've talked about so many different things. It was sloppy from the start. What does Texas have to do to be more consistent? Joe, what do you think?
I think they got to manage the time of possession better. I know Stern Gilbert's like a high up-tempo guy, but they can't be having quick 3-and-outs or quick 2-minute plays. That's going to devastate their defense at the closing parts of the game. And it kind of showed. The defense looked a bit better than it has in the past, but they still gave up 21 points in the first quarter. So it's just not acceptable. They got a freshman quarterback, and the running game can only do so much. So like if they can just maintain time of possession, then they'll do better. But they can't just rely on the defense.
Yeah, it's weird when that hurry-up system doesn't work. The already gassed defense just has to go right back out there, and we did see that. I believe second or third drive where they just went 3-and-out, and Kansas State ran it right back to them. Jonathan, what do you think? What does Texas have to do? There's so many different issues, just sloppy coming out to start.
I mean, Reese, Texas likes to play deep ball. They like to go for the home run, it seems like, every single play. What Texas needs to do is they need to just simply win first down. You win first down, you put yourself in more favorable situations. You get second and short, third and short. That gives you a chance to, like Joe said, have a better time of possession. And that starts with winning first down. You win first down, you make the rest of the drive easier on yourself. And so Texas needs to, yes, continue going with the deep ball and trying to score touchdowns as quickly as possible. But you have to win first down. You don't win first down. You just make it that much harder for that offense to score.
Yeah, as good as Sterling Gilbert has been so far, there are some questionable plays. I think some play calling at least. Justin, what do you think about the Horns here? Falling to 3-4, nothing's consistent. What do they got to do?
I feel like I know the offense, the best part of the team, but I feel like they need to be more creative. Because in the Oklahoma game, Josh Thomas, the corner, immediately jumped that route because 9 times out of 10, that's where they're going to run
Yeah.
on first down. And it's either a hitch or a go. You got to do something else besides that. I mean, go across the middle. You saw Dorian Leonard, he scored on touchdown across the middle. How about we do some more passing plays across the middle and not just stay in the boundaries?
Yeah, Dorian Leonard could have had another touchdown probably if he didn't drop the whatever it was, 4th and 5, 4th and 6, 4th and 5. Normally has a good connotation around here, not so much. Guys, I think you said it best. The time of possession hasn't really killed Texas so far, but definitely killed them then. And just total lack of execution. Like when they brought swoops in for the 18-wheeler package, immediately false start. Just a lot going wrong in that game. We'll see if they can right it this week, guys. Baylor is coming into town. They're undefeated at 6-0, the number 8 team in the country, looking to win 5 out of the last 7 between the series. Of course, UT has historically dominated, guys. 6 out of the last 7 years, Baylor has actually been ranked ahead of Texas, guys. But, of course, they beat Baylor in Waco last year. Of course, that was with Lynx Hawthorne taking the snaps for the Baylor Bears. Seth Russell will be healthy and ready to go this week coming in to DKR, guys. Is there any chance Texas can make a run and knock off undefeated Baylor this weekend, Jonathan?
The only way that Texas can win this game is ball control. You need to keep that explosive Bear offense off the field for as long as possible because Baylor is essentially Texas. The Baylor offense is the Texas offense on steroids. And so, because they know what to do with this veer and shoot offense. Texas is still trying to find its way. So what Texas has to do is maintain control of the ball and essentially, like Joe said with the last question, have a long time of possession. The longer you keep Baylor on the sidelines, the colder they get, and the more likely you can hopefully throw them off their game just a little bit.
Yeah, these offenses, it seems like both of them need a rhythm to keep them going, and Kansas State certainly messed that up last Saturday. Looking to do the same thing this week. Justin, what do you think UT's chances are of upsetting Baylor?
I think they have a good chance. I mean, believe it or not, it's at home, completely different team at home.
Weird.
And I believe they need to feed Foreman. If they feed Foreman, it keeps the defense off the field. You're either ahead, you're down by 7, or it's really close, or it's a tie game, because you're not passing the ball. And when they pass the ball, they get a little carried away, and it's like 3 and out like that every time. Yeah. But they keep Foreman in the game. Foreman's the type of player, one of the best running backs in the country, that can propel them to a win, in my opinion.
Yeah. So funny, both of you guys talking about the offense. I think I'm more concerned about the defense against the Baylor offense. Joe, what do you think Texas is going to have to do to knock off the Baylor Bears?
Their front seven's going to have to play a lot better than they have been.
Yeah.
Especially the defensive line, stopping the run, stopping Shock Linwood getting early first downs, disrupting that offense. If they can hold Shock Linwood in check, that'd be great. But also disrupting the passing game, too, getting to the quarterback, getting knockdowns, forcing sacks and stuff. If they get to Seth Russell's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, if they can get him out of his rhythm, they got a good chance as always.
Yeah, it seems like this team can beat anybody and they'll get another big win, but they could also lose to.
I just don't trust that defense, and so that's why the offense has to take control. This defense is unreliable. I see them not being able to stop Baylor at all.
Yeah.
I think Baylor's going to score, if not every possession except for one.
But believe it or not, Charlie Strong's done pretty well against Baylor the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So.
Last year was an aberration. You can't really
Well,
count last year.
he held him for 27 points.
With a wide receiver.
And it's 28 points. I understand your
No,
point.
the first year.
Right, 28-7 the first year, yes.
They were in the game the whole time.
They were in the game with Tyrone Swoops. I think they're going to get another big win. I'm not sure it comes Saturday. Playing for the coach, right? Could be big. Jonathan's getting the points. We are tied 1-1 with Jonathan and Joe, guys. Several teams looking to work their way into the college football playoff picture found their way outside looking in this week. A&M lost at Alabama. Big. A&M actually covered the spread in that one, beating them 33-14, 19 points. Ohio State also suffered a loss at Penn State by a late field goal, guys. Several teams now with multiple losses, 1 losses, 2 losses that we thought could be a part of the college football playoff picture. Still 5 or 6 weeks to go here, guys. Are there any teams that you look at that have 1 or 2 losses that can still get their way in? Every year so far, we've had a couple of teams with at least 1 loss. Justin, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Ohio State. Yeah. Yes, they lost to Penn State, granted. But I believe Ohio State is kind of a younger team. They only really get up to big games. And they got a big one this weekend against Nebraska. And I would normally pick Louisville, but Ohio State controls their own destiny, unlike Louisville. because they got the big game at Michigan.
Right.
And granted, the 2 hardest games they have left on their schedule are both at home. And I believe Ohio State can easily win those 2 games.
Yeah, Horseshoe, tough place to play. It's amazing Ohio State, 11 drafted players last year and still just rocking people this year. Joe, who do you think here?
I'm going to go with the underdog, or with the dark horse. If they win out, I think the Utah Utes have the best shot as a one-loss team to make it in. Just because assuming they win out, that means they've beaten Washington, Colorado, and BYU. So that's not the greatest resume, but it's also a good resume. But
In
I
the
think
Pac-12, and that would mean winning the Pac-12, playing in the championship game as well.
Right,
Which gives
but
you
and I think they have the best. I think they have the best chance of all the other one-loss teams because you talk about A&M, you talk about Louisville making it. They've already lost to the
and the
conference.
Houston win's not going to do anything for them now.
Yeah, they've already lost to the conference frontrunner, and teams like Ohio State, while they might be kind of in the driver's seat, they still have to face Michigan. They have to face Nebraska, and they'll probably have to face Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship. So I don't think they're going to make that either.
They needed that one. Jonathan, who do you think?
It's definitely got to be Ohio State. Ohio State, honestly, I believe, is the best one-loss team. And like they said, it's Ohio State. They play Nebraska. They play Michigan, and
Two
they'll
top 10
most
teams.
likely play Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game. Those are all top 10 teams, top 15 teams right there. You beat those teams, I don't care who else around the league besides Alabama is this highly ranked.
Yeah.
Ohio State will have a resume that equals or is greater than just about every other team in the country. So it's got to be Ohio State.
Yeah, no love for the Aggies, and rightfully so. It's a Halloween show on College Crossfire. You two guys are getting the points going to the break, so it is 1 to 2 to 1. Justin, nice first block. My man will go to break coming up, a Fall Classic preview, even though it's currently going on, of course. More terrible Halloween jokes, and we analyze college versus NFL. You won't want to miss it. Loosening up the arm on the Halloween show. Welcome back to College Crossfire. Just about feeling ready to go in, guys. Take a quick look at the scoreboard. It's been a good one so far. Joe Morris with 1, Jonathon Polasek with 2, and Justin Honore, Barack Obama himself. He's got the suit up top, sneaks down low, ready to hit the floor with 1 point so far, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. How about some World Series talk? Currently, the Chicago Cubs are on top of the Cleveland Indians in Game 2. Jake Arrieta had a no-hitter into the 6th inning, guys. Cleveland, of course, won Game 1 last night behind a terrific pitching performance from former AL Cy Young winner Corey Kluber, guy. So pretty simple here. Who do you think wins the Fall Classic? And we need an MVP of the World Series as well, Joe.
Give me the Indians with their rotation of Kluber, Tomlin, and Trevor Bauer. They got one of the best rotation. They got the best rotation, I guess, out of the two teams. Just the way they've been playing in the postseason. Yeah. The Stars have given up 8 earned runs over the entire postseason. They've played about 9 games. That's about 1 per game. If they keep that up, they're going to win the championship. Because with their bullpen headed by Andrew Miller, they're not going to give up any runs either. So, with a solid lineup, they should win the World Series. And I think Kluber takes on the MVP. Yeah.
Okay, good call. Yeah, if you can get it to the 5th inning with that bullpen, it seems like the Chicago Bats might be locked down. Jonathan, who do you like?
I love the Tribe. Give me Believe Land.
Wow.
I love the Tribe.
Cool.
Their offense complements their defense perfectly. Their starting pitching is, like you said, good enough just to make it to the 5th inning. But it's that bullpen. That bullpen is locked down, led by Andrew Miller. Yeah. Andrew Miller is going to be the MVP. He is by far the deadliest pitcher in the World Series today. Have you seen that slider? That
Dirty.
Slider, it comes in. You think it's a strike? Psych! It's 2 feet outside, and you're swinging and missing and making batters look silly. So it's got to be Andrew Miller.
Wow.
And he went 2 innings, 45 pitches.
I like that. Yeah.
And
really
escaped
effective.
2 bases loaded jams. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. Fun to watch. Justin, who do you think?
I'm going to have to go with the Cubs. I mean, I'm Barack. Like, come on. Chicago. But yes.
I think he's a White Sox fan, but yeah, that's fine.
It's
Same
okay.
city,
It's
right?
a city thing. It's a city thing. But yeah, I think Chicago's going to win. Obviously, the best team throughout the entire year. And they had the adversity last series in the NLDS against the Dodgers. And I feel like they can respond. And obviously, they're responding tonight. And I believe Anthony Rizzo is going to be the MVP. So.
Wow. Well, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I love the Tribe. I'm pulling for the Tribe. I think it'd be super cool, but I do think the Cubs are going to pull it out. I thought if Cleveland could have gone up 2-0, they would have had a good shot, but with Kyle Hendricks throwing tomorrow. You've got another round of Leicester. I think it's going to be the Cubs. Unfortunately so, but I guess good for you, Brock, if you're.
But John Lester can't pick anybody off, so it doesn't
That's
matter.
true. That's true. Very good point, guys. So Justin's getting the point, guys. Moving on. Jonathan, near and dear to your heart, we are heading to Houston and talking the Brock himself, the man that robbed the Houston Texans of over $70 million for that giant contract. There's no question he's been one of the worst quarterbacks, the worst QBR in the National Football League, bottom 5. At least the Texans are 4-3, but it seems like once again they're still missing that one piece from a championship, guys. John Elway looks very, very smart for letting him walk right now. What do the Texans do? Are there any options here, or are they just going to have to kind of milk this out? Bill O'Brien has been known as the QB whisperer, but I think he's gone through 6 QBs in the last 3 years. Jonathan, what do you think?
First off, are you sure one of the worst? He's been the worst. He has been absolutely terrible. Give me one of the Browns quarterbacks at this point. But, I mean...
One of the 7?
Yes, one of the 20 that they have. They're going to play 20 by the end of the season. But, I mean, as much as I can't stand his play right now, he's a $72 million man right now. You have to play him. You can't let him just wallow on the bench. I mean, granted, I would love to see Tom Savage play. Just see what he can do. It doesn't matter. The AFC South is so weak this year that Brock Osweiler can get by, can lead the Texans to a divisional championship, but they're not doing anything else. So, I mean, you have to finish him out this year, even though he's been atrocious. And, I mean, there's only been one set of 3 minutes this entire season where he's been good, and that was against the Colts when he led the Texans to a comeback win. But other than that, he's been horrible. But you have to stick with him, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, and you kind of know what you've got against the good teams, against the Pats and the Broncos.
It's a loss.
Yeah.
It's a loss.
So far. Justin, what do you think about Brock?
I mean, they have no other option. You sign him to that big contract, you have to keep him, and you have to play him. You can't play Tom Savage. He already played last year. He couldn't do anything. Granted, they're still in first place in the top of the division.
Yeah.
So just get in the playoffs, see what happens. He beat the Patriots last year, and I don't know, Will Fuller, DeAndre Hopkins, just as good as Emmanuel Sanders and, Denarius Thomas. So maybe something could happen. You never know.
If only Will Fuller, a wide receiver, could catch, that'd be a big improvement.
This guy catch 1 touchdown a game.
That's right. That's right. Been decent at that. Joe, what do you think?
I mean, they got to keep Osweiler at quarterback or at the starter. Like, who are they going to replace him with? Tom Savage, Brandon Whedon. Ooh, yeah. That's going to save their team.
Hey, Whedon was 1-0 last year.
Yeah, okay. How do you do for the Cowboys, though?
Fair point.
Honestly, I put in J.J. Watt, if anything.
You can't put J.J. Watt in.
He is
hurt.
actually hurt. And
He gives them a better
eligible.
chance to win
No,
than Brock
I want to see
Osweiler.
Vince Wilfork play quarterback.
That's awesome. You're getting the point for that question,
Yes.
just because that would be great. And you brought the passion for Brock Osweiler, who has been
worst.
Ryan Fitzpatrick maybe sold me with it. He played okay last week. Either way, hasn't been good, guys. A fun topic of discussion here. Saturday night, a 4-hour and 21-minute game went down in the love of our own Big 12. Texas Tech and OU 66-59. Patrick Mahomes counted for over 700 yards of total offense. Baker Mayfield had 7 touchdowns. It was ridiculous. Then on Sunday, you had the complete opposite. Sunday Night Football, Seattle and Arizona ended in a 6-6 tie. Guys, we hear all this talk of what is real football? What do you prefer? Ratings, we know, are a little bit down, especially in the NFL. So what is real football to you guys, and which do you like better? The extreme high of Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield slinging it, or a defensive struggle, which can be a nice change, Justin?
I have to go with the NFL.
Wow.
That Texas Tech-Oklahoma game was the most disgusting game I've ever seen in my life. 900 yards apiece. That's terrible. I'd rather see both the Cardinals and the Seahawks just slug it out on defense. If you want to play defensive back, just watch that game. That was amazing coverage, amazing tackling by Earl Thomas, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Cam Chancellor. I mean, granted, the kickers kind of choked it away and made it a little fun.
The 25-yarder, yeah.
But other than that, it was a great defensive game. You had playmakers making plays all over the field. It was awesome.
So you're for the defense rather than flag football?
Yes.
Essentially. Okay. Joe, what do you like?
Yeah, I got to go with the defense, too. It's way better to watch a slug out, real tough guys going at it versus just, not even, offense going against, an average defense, like what Texas or Tech and OU was. This is just a good offense going up against a terrible defense. The tackling was bad. The defensive play calling was bad. Blown coverages everywhere. It was just a nightmare to watch. It was like that Texas Tech and Texas game last year on Thanksgiving. Real fun to watch, right? Yeah. If Texas won that game, would you have been like, oh yeah, I'm real proud of that game. We played real great. You wouldn't.
No, but I don't think anybody would be proud if they won 6-3.
I would.
Either.
I think the Seahawks were pretty proud to win 10-9 last year against the Vikings.
Yeah. All right, Jonathan, who do you like?
First off, maybe we should have the NFL call the college teams for some offense and the college teams call the NFL for some defense. Both games were atrocious.
Yep.
I hated both of them. But I prefer to see a lot of points scored. It's a lot more excitement going on when you see teams going back and forth because it's going to be who's going to end up with the ball last.
Yep.
And whoever ends up with the ball last is most likely going to win. In the Tech and OU game, what happened was, I think in the second half, you had the first possession that Tech had, they didn't score anything. The next 10 possessions, both teams combined, everybody scored left and right. And it was just like, oh my God, are we going to see two 80-point explosion from both teams? And it's like, who's going to end up with the ball last and win the game?
Yeah.
And so give me the points. The defense, that's a snooze fest.
Yeah, I think we can all agree the perfect game is something like 28-24, maybe 31-28. But I'm with you, Jonathan. I like the points. I don't want to see a boring snoozer. I don't want to see no touchdowns. If I'm going to have to choose between one of the two extremes, give me some points. Give me some cool touchdown plays. Maybe whatever that makes me, that's who I am. That's who Jonathan is. Jonathan's getting the point, guys. Go into break. Don't go anywhere. Rapid Fire is up next. Points are doubled, and we will decide a winner. Never too early to start dressing up as an elite QB, whatever you want to call it. One of my heroes who will be taking the field soon. By the way, happy Halloween very early whenever you choose to watch, however you may be watching. Welcome back to College Crossfire. Rapid Fire segment, guys. Points are now doubled. Justin, your first time being on with us. Points are doubled. Jump in anytime once I ask the question. We'll get this going real quick. Joe has 2 points. Jonathan has 3. And Justin, you have 1. So anybody is still in it. Huh? No, just jump in there. Elbow, do whatever you got to do. You're Barack, right? Come on. You command the room, right? All right. Rapid Fire, we will start off with a fun game of is it or is it not a sport? Plenty of debate up for what is and isn't a sport. F1, of course, in Austin this past weekend. Many people are concerned if auto racing even counts. So I will propose a sport or not sport to you, and you guys jump in and fight it out for if it's a sport or not a sport. And we will begin with auto racing. Sport or not a sport?
It is a sport when they get out of their cars and like start fighting each other at the end.
NASCAR?
I think it's a sport too. I mean, you got cars ramming into each other left and right. The competition is high. The stakes are high. The fans are drunk. Let's go.
Let's not forget the greatest sports video game of all time, Mario Kart.
That's right.
Fair point. Fair point. Sport or not a sport?
I think it's a sport. I mean, Dale Earnhardt Jr. get a concussion, so
yeah.
It's a sports-related injury.
How about that? Sports-related injury. I like that. All right, so Justin's going to get a point just because he knew who Dale Jr. was and knew he got a concussion. That's pleasantly surprised that Barack knows that much about Dale Earnhardt Jr. So he's getting the point for that one. Next one, guys, esports. Kind of taken over. It's being televised now. Esports, sport or not a sport?
No. Why would I watch that when I can actually play it myself? I'm not going to watch somebody play a game that I could easily play. Okay, maybe not easily, but I mean,
maybe not as good.
I'm not going to watch somebody play a game that
yeah.
I could go buy and play myself. It's like,
yeah.
No, I'm not going to watch somebody play the game I can play.
Is arthritis or like carpal tunnel a sports-related injury?
I mean, it could be. I
guess it would be a sport then.
Yeah. All right.
I would say it's not a sport, but it is a competition because you obviously have the.
Then here we get into the sport versus game debate.
You got the best players in the
show.
world.
Yeah.
And
Jonathan.
So then is freeze tag a sport? If it's a competition?
No. Jonathan is getting the point for that one, guys. Next one, very controversial one here, maybe the most controversial one. So watch out. Cheerleading, sport or not a sport?
They can they can do so many things that I could never even dream of doing. I can barely roll over, and they can do flips and jumps and all this sort of stuff.
Wow.
They compete for national titles.
Yeah.
So yes.
Sport?
Yeah.
Everybody's on sport. All right, everybody gets a point. I was hoping for some debate. You usually get people saying, it's not a sport. I'm down. You guys convince me. Final one. This one, our very own sports director, Alyssa Killebrew, was very fired up about in the pre-show meeting. Chess. Is chess a sport?
No, it is
or not a sport?
It is not
My
a
man.
sport at all. It takes no athletic ability. I mean, it's all a mind game. Like, you're literally just moving pieces across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, there's strategy, but other than moving your hand, what athletic thing are you doing?
You're exercising the mind. The mind. It's not a sport.
It's not a sport. Thank you. Here we go.
I would make a joke about this, but I think chess players are the biggest joke.
Well, you kind of made a joke, and I don't know if it fell flat. Maybe the audience enjoyed it. Who knows, guys? Final rapid-fire question. Many people like me will be dressed up as our heroes as we move along, guys. But who would you like to see your favorite athlete dress up as for Halloween? Richard Sherman, of course, came as a wizard from Hogwarts. Only the great Richard Sherman could pull something like that off. So can't use that, obviously, but your own favorite athlete, or you can pick an athlete to dress up as pretty much anyone.
Well, first off, let me just say I absolutely love that. I now love Richard Sherman just for that. I got to go J.J. Watt and the Terminator. I think he's big, he's huge. He actually does a fairly good impression.
Does he Schwarzenegger?
He does a good Schwarzenegger, and Schwarzenegger loves him. So I'm gonna go with that.
It's good.
I would like to see LeBron have a shirt that has 3, and then Kyrie Irving that has a shirt that has 1. Because, 3-1.
Okay.
Blown Golden State,
Wow. I like
I'd
that.
say
creative. Nice.
I'd like to see Kevin Durant dress up as a Spurs player after that game last night. Looking like he's on that team.
Sports joke. I think Jonathon Polasek is going to take the win. Had the lead going into rapid fire. Ends up cleaning house with the Terminator and J.J. Watt. And we have just enough time, really quickly. Favorite Halloween candy before we go?
Almond Joy.
Terrible.
Snickers.
So bad. Awesome. Snickers.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. Wow. Really, really strong choices. Didn't get any gummy worms, no Twizzlers.
I want to change mine to the granola bars they hand out.
Granola bars. One of those kids, right? Granola bars, baked goods.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish we weren't too old to do that, but anyways,
I'm not
should
too
be right. I assume so. Anyways, I hope all you dress up, have a happy Halloween. We hope you have a happy Halloween as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Jonathon Polasek is our winner. He will hopefully be gracing us with his Presents Fishing shirt and all coming back next week on the show. We thank you so much again for joining us. Special thanks to everyone in studio, Master Control, producing our panels. Congrats to Jonathon on another win, and thank you to Justin for joining us on his first show. Until next week, good night, have a great, safe week, and happy Halloween. Until next time, I'm Reese Miller.